better than every single other subclass combined. Like peak
Yeah.
Starfire, peak Sunbracers, peak Well. Like,
Yeah, but that's the thing. Sunbracers on original Solar 3.0 Warlock was actually so bad. It was terrible
yeah, no, because
before.
like extending the resto was like impossible off of the Phoenix dive. It
Well, it
was
was
like half a
impossible to
second.
extend restful. You couldn't get your melee back. You couldn't get your dive back, and your grenades lasted way shorter, and they did less damage. And then they're like, "Nah, we're just gonna make it so Sunbracers like doubles your grenade duration."
No,
Also,
I think the double grenade duration did exist, but it like overlapped with like the 2 second extension from the aspect, and it just wouldn't extend it that much.
yeah, I think so. Also, because you couldn't get your melee back, it was like you have this like burst of like, oh, I can throw 5 grenades, but then it's like your downtime was over a minute because there was no way to get your melee back. And
Yeah,
then they buffed heat rises to give you your melee back. It was like, oh, it's over for Sunbracers.
I know people used to think Solar Warlock was terrible,
Yeah, and it was. No, it literally was. At
but like
launch, it
that
was
was like a very brief period of time when it was
yeah,
actually bad,
and
and then
then
it just ever since has been like the best
well,
subclass.
the other reason it was so bad is there was no good solar weapons, and then people got Callous Mini Tool crafted, and they're like, oh wait, Scorch is good.
Yeah.
That was like the biggest moment is when people like realized Incandescent is just the best perk in the game. That was yeah. I remember seeing like the infographics of people who would take a screenshot of the old Solar Warlock compared to the new one, and they just put like red X's over everything that was removed,
I
and then
remember
compared
this.
to
I
this.
remember this. I
Yes,
remember this.
do you know the exact image I talked about? And it was like it was true. Like they removed, like they gutted the class. They made they made Scorch do like a tenth of the damage of the old Burn, and it was like
Yeah, no, Fluffy. If you remember back when like the old burn would cause explosions, that shit worked with necrotics because those explosions counted as melee kills. So you could fucking. I remember doing a GM, and I pulled out the toaster and I shot like a group of ads, and then it was like exploding into poison because the scorch explosions counted as melee kills. That was the coolest interaction in the entire game's history, in my opinion. That shit was so fucking cool.
that's right, dude. Dude, honestly, just Dawn Course on Solar was so much fun.
It was.
And they removed it, and everyone was like, "God, this is awful." And
Yeah, no, they like removed all of bottom tree and like basically all of mid tree except for well
yeah,
and
that's right, because
Ember
there was
Web.
no healing, no benevolence.
There
I
was
think
healing nade, but like benevolent
benevolence was
and
completely gutted. There was no way to like proc it reliably because you couldn't get your class ability back
yeah. Whereas now you can just fucking pull out a healing auto or turret and get it back
or heal
immediately.
clip or
Yeah,
radiant, like get your melee because you didn't get your melee back either, so you wouldn't have like radiant melees. And those, yeah, God, yeah, it really was bad at launch. I remember those infographics, dude, because it was so true. Like it really was terrible.
Bungie can never let Solar Warlock be bad though. It is just a fact now.
Yeah, no.
Like it is the most competitive non-prismatic subclass in the game, and I would still argue it is better than all the prismatic subclasses because it can just do something no other subclass can.
Yeah, and its movement just makes it like really good, just by default, just because it has the best movement. It's like Stasis Hunter. It still gets so much use, even though it's like terrible, just because it's
Because the
movement.
movement, but like then you have like on Warlock you have fucking Icarus Dash, Heat Rises, and Well Skate. Like
Yeah.
the movement is unbelievable.
Yeah, so like Stasis Hunter is only used at like the start of speedruns when people don't have super energy.
Yeah,
Once you can get like a rally, then it's like, oh, now Warlocks are better.
you know, like I don't know if you've realized, but like Prismatic Warlock has like kept getting better and better, and no one has been realizing.
Dude, it has. Yeah, it really started with Rhyme Code, let's be honest.
Like it got Rhyme Coat, and then it
Yeah,
got the
Double
Lightning
Turret was
Surge
really
buff.
good.
Yeah, Double Turret is still really good. They barely nerf Double Turret.
That's true.
I think the only thing they did to nerf Double Turret was like the little Arc Soul buddy doesn't give you grenade energy on hits anymore, it's on kills.
Which is pretty significant,
But like,
not
it's
as
still
fun.
so good.
And then they
Yeah.
nerfed like Devours. Like you don't get your grenade much.
They didn't nerf Devour.
Yeah, they did.
No, they didn't.
You sure?
I don't remember them ever nerfing Devour. There was like a bug at the start of Final Shape where Storm Nades were getting way more energy from the Devour than they were intended to, but that was the only Devour quote unquote nerf they got.
Oh, maybe it was that. Because I do remember just like getting it back. I don't know.
Yeah, that was a Storm Nade bug, not like a Devour nerf.
Oh.
Yeah, the thing about Titan though is that Titan only has Consecration. Like Prismatic Warlock is
Yeah.
like super versatile. Prismatic Titan only has Consecration.
Yeah, it's punch or nothing. But it's like the same with Hunter too. It's like you're not running like, I don't know. You're not going to be running your Threaded Spectre melee. You're not going to be running the Strain Clone dodge. You're not going to be running like.
Hippo, it's too
like,
easy for me,
Ascension.
pal. It's too
No, you
easy
got
for
it.
me.
Oh, it's too easy.
You're not going to run Ascension. You're not going to run like. You're just going to be on Winter's Shroud and Stylish Executioner.
Oh my god, I gotta help it!